Welcome back. Robinhood, the financial services company assisting millions of people invest, now going full force into artificial intelligence. Beginning today, Robinhood is launching a credit card and a trading agent, both using agentic AI. Robinhood will now allow individuals to build these agents to make credit card purchases and manage all types of investments autonomously. Joining me now in a Fox Business exclusive interview is the CEO and chairman of Robinhood, Vlad Tenev. Vlad, great to have you. Welcome.
Good to see you, Maria.
Yes, it's good to see you. And you are building a powerhouse here. I want to get your take first on your announcement today in terms of agentic AI. What's the downside risk here, Vlad? Because we've talked a lot about some of this agentic AI going against humans, and with these agents going rogue. There was that Anthropic study where there were breaches there. So give us your sense of where we are in terms of the guardrails and security in place to, in fact, use agentic AI for our good and not be afraid that perhaps we could see them act or behave unexpectedly.
Yeah, first of all, this is a new category that we're calling agentic finance. And as you've seen, agents have had increasingly powerful capabilities. People are using them to do all kinds of things. But one thing that's been missing up until now is the ability to easily transact with a credit card and get our industry-leading 3% cash back or trade on your behalf in your Robinhood account. And really, as we've been designing this product, safety and security has been the top feature. And you can see all of the work that we've done to think through how we can make it so that your AI agent doesn't do things that you don't want them to do. And this includes, on the credit card side, a virtual card that's cabined off from your main card. So you don't have to give your agent your credit card number or any of that private information. You can actually create a virtual card that has all the controls and spending limits cabined in. And we also give you the ability to actually, if you want, approve every individual transaction. And we found a very innovative way to do that, which we're very excited about. On the trading side, we've created what's called an agentic account, which gives you the control and the ability to actually have your agent trade separate from, your main portfolio, should you want. And the ability to actually see what agents are connected to your agentic account and disconnect them at a moment's notice. And we'll see if customers want any more or finer grain controls and add those over time. But I think it's really exciting to give people the ability to have their agents autonomously purchase things on their behalf.
Yeah.
And I think the credit card, for instance, is going to be the default tool for agentic commerce, at least in the United States.
Well, I want to get back to this because I know that this has been a whole of government issue where, Kevin Hassett and Scott Bessent and the president, they've been doing meetings on how to ensure that corporate America has the patches in place before the bad actors can try to get ahead of us. So I'll come back to that. But what you're saying here right now, Vlad, is really an explanation of what you're building at Robinhood. And you have had one product development after another with the introduction of the trust custodial accounts, the Robinhood Platinum Card, the launch of Robinhood Ventures Fund, as well as, of course, being the broker and the sole initial trustee for the Trump accounts. What are you building here, Vlad? What's your vision at Robinhood?
Yeah, really, Robinhood's increasingly what we call financial super app. So we have to make it, our goal is to make it an irresponsible and irrational decision to have your money elsewhere by offering not just the best user experience, whether you're a human using our products or an AI agent, but also the value and the economics. There should be more money left in your pocket because we're able to operate our service more efficiently at lower fees than anywhere else. And I think we've achieved that by pioneering commission-free trading. And also with the credit card, which is the first 3% cash back across the board credit card. And it's really been, if you look at both of these products, they're some of the products that have defined, not just our business, but the markets in which we operate. So we're excited to give that to agents. And generally sort of continue on our mission to make it so that Robinhood's the best place for our customers to put every dollar, conduct every financial transaction, and keep their assets and their long-term wealth.
And of course, we saw strong transaction revenue gains again in equities, but a decline in cryptocurrencies. And I want to get your take on that because you have attracted a younger audience, Vlad. Tell me about that audience. Do you see younger retail investors emerging here because of some of these tools, these trading tools and unique platforms?
Yeah, I mean, one interesting comparison you can draw is, the U.S. and what percentage of household assets and individuals are participating in the financial markets and investing their capital. And since we've entered that market in the U.S., which we're now global, but the U.S. has obviously been our first market, we've been able to drive all-time highs in retail participation by Americans. And you mentioned the Trump accounts. Up until recently, Robinhood has really been able to serve those 18 and older. And we've launched custodial accounts, which allow us to serve children. And with Trump accounts, we're extending that to every newborn. So every newborn will get $1,000 funded by the Treasury to kickstart brokerage investing account for their long-term future. So we see a world where everyone is investing, and they're investing an increasingly larger amount of their overall net worth starting at birth. And I think that's going to be amazing, not just for these individuals, but also for the country and the economy.
Yeah, and I'm wondering if this is actually triggering a whole new population of investors. We spoke with Robin Vince, the CEO of Bank of New York, who I know is working with you on those Trump accounts. Here's what he told me just last week in the studio. Watch.
We work closely with the Treasury Department to make sure that the overall program has integrity, that the money is being properly managed. We work with Robinhood. Robinhood's providing the front end, obviously terrific technology platform used by many Americans already today. And so our partnership with them helps to take the money from the individual contributions that the government's making. By the way, we're matching contributions for our employees in the program as well. And many other employers are also matching. And then we've got great donors who are also giving money to the program.
So Vlad, this is an incredible program where young kids and babies start out with that $1,000. What do you think that's going to do in terms of overall participation in the markets long term?
I think participation by default will go up, right?
Yeah.
The best way, one of the most significant improvements in equity ownership has been the employer-sponsored 401k accounts, right? So what we found is if someone is created by default an account with money in it, that's the best way to guarantee participation goes up. And the problem is, employer 401k accounts aren't available to everyone. If you're fortunate enough to have access to an employer-sponsored 401k, it's great, but not everyone is. And also, you're missing out on multiple decades of compounding if you're only getting one when you get your first job.
Absolutely.
So this fixes that problem. And I think if you get more and more individuals bought into American industry and invested in American companies, I think that's going to have positive effects for our society, and not just the individual, net worth and wealth of these children, and that's what I'm very excited about. I think there's it's been no surprise that a lot of people have questioned our system, right, and the fact that we are a capitalist system. I think it's one of the most powerful things that differentiates America, and I think what this will do is help more people see the value of that and be bought into this great system that we're building here.
Yeah, I mean, long term, maybe impact the debt and deficits as well. I want to get your take on prediction markets, Vlad, and this is another important part of your business. You've got a dedicated prediction markets hub. And of course, you've got all this new product introduction with the cryptocurrency, trading, prediction market, event trading, overnight index options, shorting capabilities. Vlad, what do you want to see in terms of prediction markets? And what can you tell us about the volume there in terms of contracts in 2025?
Yeah, I mean, it's a new business for us. Actually, we kicked off and launched the Prediction Markets Hub, which is multiple category prediction markets in 2025. And it's been the fastest growing business in our history, ramping to hundreds of millions in annual revenue in less than 12 months. And that's continued really through Q1. I think the value of prediction markets is in the ability to answer directly and clearly specific questions about all kinds of things, including economics. Matter of fact, you know, with your last guest, you were talking about inflation, and we just checked, you know, we have prediction markets on inflation, and the markets will tell you exactly what the wisdom of the crowds is predicting for the year-over-year CPI in May, June, and July. So if someone wants a specific answer to a macroeconomic question, prediction markets are the best truth machines we have that can actually sift through all the information out there and give you what the current market view is saying about a specific event.
So what kind of regulation should we be expecting there? I mean, we're talking about a new regulatory framework from prediction markets to digital assets and even around AI. Because let me end where I began, and that is on AI and what you're doing, Vlad. I spoke with Kevin Hassett just recently, and he told me that this has become super important for the White House in terms of coming up with the rules of the road here with regard to agentic AI. Here's what he said. Watch.
The Mythos model makes it so that vulnerabilities that we didn't know existed before could potentially be found with this more powerful tool. But we have scrambled on all government effort and all the private sector to coordinate and to make sure that before this model is released out into the wild, that it's been tested left and right to make sure that it doesn't cause any harm to the American businesses or the American government. And so I'm highly confident that the National Cyber Director and his team are moving this forward in a way that will help it be released at the right time to the public. But it's incumbent on us to build a system so that AI can be the leader of AI, US AI can be, and be safe at the same time. And that's really pretty much what we're working almost full time on right now.
I mean, they're working full-time, Vlad. What kind of a framework do you need to see in terms of regulation around you? And I'm not talking about the AI platform that's turning, you know, a personal finance co-pilot for investors out there, like with technical analysis and screening. I'm talking about the worries around breaches and the worries around bad actors breaching faster than institutions can actually put the patches up.
Yeah, I mean, the big concern here is, of course, cybersecurity. And what happens is with these agentic tools, which are getting increasingly powerful at producing computer code, the same skills that are needed to produce computer code are the ones that can be used for offensive cybersecurity, so hacking. And I think there's a real problem, particularly with a lot of these legacy financial firms that have outdated technology that maybe they haven't upgraded in 10 or 20 years. Yeah. I think in the past they could rely on obscurity. You know, the hackers have millions of targets, and there's only so many people that have the capabilities to do offensive cybersecurity. But now with these AI agents, you could just make infinite copies. And I think that it's becoming ever more important to, if you're someone who's trusting your financials with a firm, to make sure that that firm is using the latest, most modern technology, that they're up to date, and you know they're not running on decades-old infrastructure that's susceptible to these breaches. Sure. I think that's where Robinhood has a fundamental advantage.
Vlad, we got to jump, but real quick, given all the trading trends that you see every day, when you look at this market right now for equities and you see this melt up that started at the end of March, do you get the feeling that people are feeling things are getting overvalued, or are you seeing a long-term bull in place?
Our customers have continued to trade quite actively. I mean, we're seeing a lot of activity in AI and AI adjacent names, as well as electric vehicles and these frontier technology industries. And a lot of enthusiasm around private markets, which we're also unlocking through Robinhood Ventures. So that's right. things can change in the markets, but as of now, the retail investor continues to invest and trade.
Vlad, great to see you. Thanks so much for being here. Please come back soon. Vlad Tenev from Robinhood. We'll be right back.